in the Vedic chanting. Today, let us learn Hiranyagarbha Suktam in Dhyana Puraka Mantrocharana. Let us learn today Dhanvantari Gayatri Mantram. In the common sense thought today, let us see what Lord reveals to us in our invocatory mantras, Shanti mantras, Guru Parampara mantras. Let us see how much Shraddha Bhakti we will invoke while chanting them. How much intensity we have in our Sankalpa, let us see today. So too, we will continue the chanting of our Upanishad mantra. Then the study of Upanishad, Shwethashwathara Upanishad, last sixth chapter. In the 16th mantra, we are given 14 pointers to point us towards the Paramatma Tattva. The subject is know the self. Knowing the self alone is the moksha. There is no other way other than knowing the self. Knowing this, know how to know the self. Once you know it, just keep on knowing the self. How to know, sir? So these are the pointers. Through these pointers, you reach to the pointed experience which is beyond all this. Shakha Chandra Nyayavat. Self, nobody can objectively explain with any words, any vocabulary. Even all Shastras, Vedas indicate only. They neither bring the self in front of us, nor they can definitively define it for us. God defined, God defined, we all know that. It is only experiential. But the thing is, with all the inabilities of faculties to describe the self, still the self is experiential. Self is there because I am there. I can't deny my existence. No, I am the self. The only thing is confusion with the not self taken as the self. It has become so deeply rooted, strongly rooted, that we are refusing to understand and accept that this is a not self. It has to be rejected. Then only we remain as the real self. We made it such a big issue because of our going in wrong direction, wrong path. Naturally, to whatever the distance we have gone wrong direction, all that we have to cover and come back. This distance going away from the self into the not self is not physical. It is in terms of wrong notion, wrong knowledge, wrong convictions, wrong practices, wrong habits. So many. Each of them have to be corrected. So our daily listening to these Upanishads reveals those knowledges to us. It being heavy, we can't understand, listen it more than half an hour. Therefore, we give half an hour to it. In the remaining time, we are reveling in all these most beautiful sadhanas which qualify us for that. May Parabrahma Ishwara Jagannatha Devata Gana Guru Gana Shastra Gana continuously bless us. We receive these blessings. May we use those blessings. So to our Vyaktitva of all positivity be increased or intensified or beautified. Conscious. Keeping these things in mind, we welcome you heartily with all gratitudes as well as congratulations as well as wishes and prayers to join these seven sadhanas class. Seven tapasyas, seven yogas, seven yajnas. Name anything which inspires you. While doing this, listen not to those who don't have respect for these things. Therefore, they can say anything. We know what we are doing, we know the value of them, we give the due respect so that we do them well, so that we get the blessings, benefits out of it. Here we are, the first one, the Vedic chanting. Today we'll be doing our Hiranyagarbha Sukta. Sutratma Hiranyagarbha Brahmadeva Samashti Sukshma Sharira Abhimani, reaching up to whom is the highest achievement by any jiva at the upadhi level. Beyond that, one cannot become Ishvara with the upadhi. Up to Hiranyagarbha level, we can go to become. Even there also, Hiranyagarbha also has to be Aham Brahmasmi. Then only he is liberated. But at the upadhi level, mastery over everything, therefore, all these endless tensions, worries which we have with the limited upadhis and ourselves succumbing to the upadhis at the Hiranyagarbha level, they are transcended. Just like you don't have the problems of 1 lakh when you have 10 lakhs. When you have 1 crore, the 10 lakhs level may, because of insufficiency of that money, some of the problems are there, they are sorted out. When you have 1 crore rupees, you can put your children good school, college, or medical facility. So as you grow, so much the problems get reduced. At the outer level, Hiranyagarbha sthiti is that. Under Hiranyagarbha is consciousness identified with the Samasti Sukshma, and he has all the power. When we pray, definitely he will be convenient towards us. He can make the things convenient, conducive for our living and sadhana. Both. May we live comfortably by the help of that grass, that Lord. Why should we suffer? So too, we should be able to do our sadhanas too well, with all equipments intact, with all the situations around cooperating. Yes, we are the ones with our ignorance make everything confusing, chaotic. But we have the Lord to set right with all his wisdom and kindness. Making use of that kindness and power of the Lord is called as invocation, is called as devotion, and it works. It works wonders. It went on working for so many. It will go on working for many. It will work for us also. Start. ॐ अथ वेदपारायणं ऋग्वेदसंहितान्तर्गत दशममण्डलम् अष्टमम् अथ एकविंशत्यधिकशततमसूक्तं हिरण्यगर्भः सूक्तम् ॐ ॐ हिरण्यगर्भः समवर्तताग्रे ॐ हिरण्यगर्भः समवर्तताग्रे भूतस्य जातः पतिरेक आसीत् भूतस्य जातः पतिरेक आसीत् सदा आधार पृथिवीं द्यामुते मां सदा आधार पृथिवीं द्यामुते मां कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम य आत्मदा बलदा यस्य विश्वम् उपासते य आत्मदा बलदा यस्य विश्वम् उपासते यस्य विश्व उपासते प्रशिशं यस्य देवाः प्रशिशं यस्य देवाः यस्य छायामृतं यस्य मृत्युः यस्य छायामृतं यस्य मृत्युः मृत्युः कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम यः प्राणतो निमिषतो महित्वैक यः प्राणतो निमिषतो महित्वैक इद्राजा जगतो बभूव इद्राजा जगतो बभूव य ईशे अस्य द्विपदश्चतुष्पदः य ईशे अस्य द्विपदश्चतुष्पदः कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम यस्येमे हिमवन्तो महित्वा यस्येमे हिमवन्तो महित्वा यस्य समुद्रं रसया सहाहुः यस्य समुद्रं रसया सहाहुः यस्येमाः प्रदिशो यस्य बाहू यस्येमाः प्रदिशो यस्य बाहू कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम येन द्यौरुग्रा पृथिवी च दृढा येन द्यौरुग्रा पृथिवी च दृढा येन स्वः स्तभितं येन नाकः येन स्वस्तभितं येन नाकः यो अन्तरिक्षे रजसो विमानः यो अन्तरिक्षे रजसो विमानः कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम यं क्रन्दसि अवसातस्तभाने यं क्रन्दसि अवसातस्तभाने अभ्यैक्षे तां मनसा रेजमाने अभ्यैक्षे तां मनसा रेजमाने यत्राधिसूर उदितो विभाति यत्राधिसूर उदितो विभाति कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम आपो हयद्बृहतीर्विश्वमायन् आपो हयद्बृहतीर्विश्वमायन् गर्भं दधाना जनयन्तीरग्निं गर्भं दधाना जनयन्तीरग्निं ततो देवानां समवर्ततासुः ततो देवानां समवर्ततासुः एकः समवर्ततासुरेकः ततो देवानां समवर्ततासुरेकः कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम यश्चिदापो महिना पर्यपश्यद यश्चिदापो महिना पर्यपश्यद दक्षं दधाना जनयन्तीर्यज्ञं दक्षं दधाना जनयन्तीर्यज्ञं यो देवेष्वधिदेव एक यो देवेष्वधिदेव एक यो देवेष्वधिदेव एक आसीत् यो देवेष्वधिदेव एक आसीत् कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम मानो हिगंसेज्जनितायः पृथिव्या मानो हिंसीज्जनितायः पृथिव्या यो वा दिवं सत्यधर्मा जजान यो वा दिवं सत्यधर्मा जजान यश्चापश्चन्द्रा बृहतेर्जजान यश्चापश्चन्द्रा बृहतेर्जजान कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम प्रजापतेन त्वदेतान्यन्यो प्रजापतेन त्वदेतान्यन्यो विश्वा जातानि परिता बभूव विश्वा जातानि परिता बभूव यत्कामास्ते जुहुमस्तन्नो यत्कामास्ते जुहुमस्तन्नो अस्तु वयं स्यामपतयोरयीणाम् अस्तु वयं स्यामपतयोरयीणाम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 वंडरफुल chant together ॐ अथ हिरण्यगर्भः सूक्तम् ॐ हिरण्यगर्भः समवर्तताग्रे भूतस्य जातः पतिरेक आसीत् सदा आधारपृथिवीं द्यामुते मां तस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम य आत्मदा बलदा यस्य विश्व उपासते प्रशिशं यस्य देवाः यस्य छायामृतं यस्य मृत्युः तस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम यः प्राणतो निमिषतो महित्वैक इद्राजा जगतो बभूव य ईशे अस्य द्विपदश्चतुष्पदः कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम यस्येमे हिमवन्तो महित्वा यस्य समुद्रं रसया सहाहुः यस्येमाः प्रदिशो यस्य बाहु कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम येन द्यौरुग्रा पृथिवी च दृढा येन स्वहस्तभितं येन नागः यो अन्तरिक्षे रजसो विमानः कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम यं क्रन्दसि अवसातस्तभाने अभ्यैक्षेतां मनसा रेजमाने यत्रातिसूर उदितो विभाति कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम आपोहयद्बृहतेर्विश्वमायन् गर्भं दधाना जनयन्तीरग्न्यं ततो देवानां समवर्ततासुरेक कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम यश्चिदापो महिना पर्यपश्यद्दक्षं दधाना जनयन्तीर्यज्ञं यो देवेष्वधिदेव एक आसीत् तस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम मानो हिंसीज्जनितायः पृथिव्या यो वा दिवं सत्यधर्मा जजान यश्चापश्चन्द्रा बृहतेर्जजान कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम प्रजापतेन त्वदेतान्यन्यो विश्वा जातानि परिता बभूव यत्कामास्ते जुहुमस्तन्नो अस्तु वयं स्याम पतयोरयीणाम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 एक और बार ॐ अथ हिरण्यगर्भः सूक्तम् ॐ हिरण्यगर्भः समवर्तताग्रे भूतस्य जातः पतिरेकासीत् सदा आधारपृथिवीं द्यामुते मां कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम य आत्मदा वलदा यस्य विश्व उपासते प्रशिशं यस्य देवाः यस्य छायामृतं यस्य मृत्युः कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम यः प्राणतो निमिषतो महित्वैक इद्राजा जगतो बभूव य ईशे अस्य द्विपदश्चतुष्पदः तस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम यस्येमे हिमवन्तो महित्वा यस्य समुद्र रसया सहाहुः यस्येमाः प्रदिशो यस्य बाहु तस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम येन द्यौरुग्रा पृथिवी च दृढा येन स्वहस्तभितं येन नागः यो अन्तरिक्षे रजसो विमानः तस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम यं क्रन्दसि अवसातस्तभाने अभ्यैक्षेतां मनसा रेजमाने यत्राधिसूर उदितो विभाति कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम आपोहयद्बृहतेर्विश्वमायन् गर्भं ददाना जनयन्तीरग्निं ततो देवानां समवर्ततासुरेकः कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम यश्चिदापो महिना पर्यपश्यद्दक्षं ददाना जनयन्तीर्यज्ञं यो देवेष्वधिदेव एक आसीत् कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम मानो हिंसेज्जनितायः पृथिव्या यो वा दिवं सत्यधर्मा जजान यश्चापश्चन्द्रा बृहतेर्जजान कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम प्रजापतेन त्वदेतान्यन्यो विश्वा जातानि परिता बभूव यत्कामास्ते जुहुमस्तन्नो अस्तु वयं स्याम पतयोरयीणाम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 You know, if the Lord's grace comes, staying in a beautiful ashram, isn't it? Doing our deep Adhyayana of the Vedanta at one side, doing deep bhakti at another side, and spending some 1 or 2 hours in this way, quietly in the chanting of these mantras, in group. How wonderful it would be. I always covet for that, and the Lord should give the required energy also, because chanting all these mantras consumes a lot of the energy. But then imagine, as we did now, 1 plus 1 plus 2, 4 times the chanting of Hiranyagarbha Suktam. 10 more times if we chant slowly the mantras, we start even remembering them. And you can see now with our sincere effort of 1 year or little more than that of chanting, we can feel some words as if revealing the meaning to us. As if not yet started. Continue. And also somebody is there to even reveal the meanings to us. पता चल जाता है. Hiranyagarbha samavartata agre. In the beginning, Hiranyagarbha alone was there. Bhutasya jataha patihi ekaha asit. He is also jataha and he is bhutasya ekaha pati. Then he is given the job. Therefore, sadadhara prithvim dhyam. He is the one who is supporting the Prithvi as well as the Antariksha. Kasmai Devaya Havishavide. He is the Lord, therefore I am Havisha with all my offerings, oblations in the Yajna. I am propitiating so that I am in tune with Him and He is always benevolent, kind to me. See, mantra reveal ho gaya. Ya Atmada Balada Nimishato. Each of the mantra we will be slowly revealed with. Now imagine those days in our future, wherein in this way, each of these Veda mantras we are chanting with the clear meaning in the mind, with that bhava and shraddha and bhakti. And that has taken us to the meditational level, wherein the vocal chanting, the mind's chanting, we transcended in the sense the mind and mouth are chanting, but the buddhi is meditating on that meaning. And imagine we are in that experience. If it is a devotional prayer, the experience of devotion. If it is a mantra in which the truth is revealed, we are experiencing the truth. If we reach to that level, how wonderful. Can there be anything greater, better than that? Slowly to reach to that level, as a beginning here every day, we are taking up the Vedic chanting. And it is not to waste your time. It's not just to spend the 10 minutes casually, not at all. There's a great higher purpose is there in our this effort. Hope you understand. And tomorrow we'll have the one more mantra. Today we have done the Hiranyagarbhana. तो कल होगा भाग्य सूक्त. With this, what we contain in this book are over that we will take up from Atharvana Veda at least some 40-50 of the most beautiful mantras or suktams, most of them. I will search for that. We'll send you also the link, etc. There for various adhyatmika purposes, various antakarana safety purposes, various safeties of the outer worldly, the mantras are there. We will be learning them. Let's spend this 10 minutes. This has become a habit to us. Why give it up when it is healthy, when other things anyway definitely we are doing? And any higher, deeper, greater sadhanas, the whole day is at your disposal. Right, friends? Now let us revel in our second sadhana today of our Dhyana Purvaka Mantrocharana. We are doing the Gayatri Mantras. Vidmahe Dhimahi Prachodayat. Today's our mantra is on Bhagwan Dhanvantari. Needless to explain to you in detail, during that Kshira Sagara Mathana, it is Bhagavan Narayana coming in the form of Dhanvantari, bringing both the things. In one hand, the Amrita Kalasha, and in the other hand, the Ayurveda. Amrita Kalasha for the longevity, Ayurveda for the strength as well as health, free from all the diseases. So Ayuhu Veda, that knowledge by which the Ayu is lived long as well as Ayu is lived with health. That is the meaning of Ayurveda. Amrita cannot be every time churned. हमेशा तो होता नहीं, वो तो देवताओं को दे दिया तो खत्म हो गया. You cannot store it in bottle. So as equivalent to the Amrita is this Ayurveda. So this Ayurveda Jnanam isn't Jnanam. With that Jnanam in the Ayurveda, from the available Jadi Booty, you can bring out those medicines. When consumed, they give you health and longevity and strength. That is the meaning of Amrutatva, isn't it? Amrutatva means living long, living strong, living healthy. So this Ayurvedic Prakriya gives. Ayurveda is not a disease curing medication only. No. Ayurveda is more so, it's preventive for the diseases to come. Isn't it? पहले आना क्यों चाहिए बीमारी? नहीं आया तो फिर उसको इलाज करने की जरूरत ना नहीं है. So that Ayurveda gives right from beginning every trick and every way of healthy lifestyle, every way of lifestyle by which we live long, strong health. That Ayurveda and that Amrita, that Bhagwan Narayana brought to us in the form of himself taking the avatar of Dhanvantari. बहुत बहुत महान. And in today's world, with so many of the diseases invoked by us by all three methods of psychological, by the methods of indiscipline at the body level, and by the method of all nonsensical consumptions, we need more the Ayurveda than any time. So today we'll chant Bhagavan Dhanvantari's Gayatri Mantra, in whose grace we become wise enough to live a healthy, to live such a lifestyle, to have such a lifestyle that we are healthy all the time, energetic all the time, and full, Purna Ayu will live. Kamas come Sausal, full of energy and strength and doing sadhana. Okay, so the mantra is simple. Vidmahe, the knowledge aspect of the Lord's presence, He being Parabrahma Paramatma, He being Parameshwara, He being in this avatara particularly for this purpose, and all devatas kind and compassionate in general. When we approach them with bhakti, shraddha, and upasana, they will be doubly kind and compassionate in particular. Therefore, we know you, we know your glory and greatness. We have accepted it. We have no doubt, even an iota whatsoever. Like some of you come to these classes without in an iota of doubt whatsoever. That greatest achievement to be without the doubt towards an acharya, towards a study of classes regularly is such a wonderful thing. You are actually now in the part of that great Guru Parampara. The others who have doubt, suspicion, giving importance to their own ego or the mind's fancies that let us fancy or try other acharya, other guru, other classes, other texts, they got scattered. But you have developed such an undaunting faith, some of you. You are reaping the benefit also that the mind is settling, intellect is becoming clearer in the understanding, the vision is becoming clearer, the individuality also now seeking little the eternal than the ephemeral. These are the outcomes of your faithfully every day coming to classes. It won't come to just like that who are the time pass brand students, or you can't call them even students, visitors, guests. You are in a different world altogether. Maintain it. That's it. We have stuck to our Guru Parampara, our Shastras, our Shravana, Dhyana, Manana, Chintana. We are on the best path toward the ultimate goal. In the same way, when we have that type of full faith with that Devata and tuned, such a beautiful relation it is. With Mahe ka arth ho hota hai. Now, when you know somebody is great and from them we need benefits, naturally we have to propitiate them the way it is required there. The propitiation of the doctor for medication from is different. Propitiating A lawyer for his legal advice is different. Propitiating an engineer for planning construction is different. Propitiation for a banker is different. A politician is different. How to propitiate your children to take care at the old age is different. How to propitiate your servants to see that they are sticking to you and they are helping you, working for you. इसी तरह उस भगवान परमात्मा को भी किस तरह प्रसन्न खुश करे, that is called as the upasana. And finally, most important is in our mind or intellect, the nirantara vritti of that devata should be there. That is technically called as dhyanam. Pratyaya ekatanata dhyanam. That is called here as dhimahi. So vidmahe dhimahi. Then definitely we have to put our appeal in front of them. Otherwise, with all the resources they have, with all the requirements we have, still our meeting becomes fruitless. है ना? उनको कहो कि आपने वो वक्त को जो क्यों नहीं दिया? The Lord says He never asked. No, without asking you should give. No, no, that's not our rule. But you are Sarvantaryami. Yeah, there's no doubt. He needs that, that I know very clearly. I have that also to give it to him. But still, that one thing that fellow must know, that he needs it and he must ask. Unless he asks, we don't do the gustaki of giving. No wise person, whether it's parents or guru, gives things unasked. It cannot be. It will be humiliated, insulted. It's illogical. You know, आपने पूछा नहीं तो क्यों दूं मैं? You should know the requirement of it. You should know that I have it. You should know that you have to ask it. So I'll not give unless they ask. Therefore, we have to ask. And what we ask? Prachodayat. Please do the prachodanam. So, oh Dhanvantari Bhagwan, by giving us physical health, mental health, intellectual health, health at the sense organs level, at every level, give us health and strength and longevity so that we are pursuing the ultimate goal without any inefficiencies, insufficiencies, or lackings, without any obstructions. When you really, ask somebody recognizing that greatness, what you want, they feel so happy. उसमें गलत क्या है? देखो हमको चाहिए, गलत क्या है उसमें? वो दे सकते हैं, what's wrong? वो ask him, why that ego should come? एक तो भिखमंगा and other side the ego. भिखमंगा means have nothing. When you with your own hard work, when you earn, you can give it to others too. Why that ego? I know I want advice, but I will not ask that person. Or I know I want this, that help that person can do, he is ready, but I will not ask. Then suffer. What a funny ego we are, no? कुछ हो या नो, ये अहंकार बेवकूफी तो होता है हमारे पास. एंड अदर प्लेसेस चलेगा वो कभी कभी. बट इन फ्रंट ऑफ द लॉर्ड हाउ कैन यू हैव ego? Therefore, without that ego, you ask, Prachodayat. Oh Lord, please do the Prachodana. You alone can do. Isn't it? After all, this ego will ultimately has to merge in the ultimate truth where there is no differences later on that somebody is great or somebody is low. So, साधना काल में थोड़ा झुक कर what we want पूछने में what does it make reference or wrong? क्या फर्क पड़ता है? Many people, because of this, ego, especially that ego comes definitely after the age of 40 45, after the gauge of some name and fame obtained in the market, after the rage of some arrogant arrogance born out of wealth. So wealth arrogance, power and position arrogance, and an age factor. Age. These three will see that that person will not ask for especially the ज्ञानम or the advice from others. वो दम कुट कर रोता रहेगा, मरता रहेगा, but they don't ask. 90% of people suffer silently because of that ego. There are 5-8% people intelligent. They know they need it. They know who can give. They go with humble hands folded. They ask, help me. They help and they enjoy getting the help or benefit or guidance. Array, if not anyone, why can't you ask the Lord? He is there to give. He has got, and you need it. मैं नहीं मांगता, फिर सफर। मामेव ये प्रपद्यन्ते मामेकं शरणं व्रज माम अनन्या चिंतयन्त उपासते मनमना मद्भक्तो. Everywhere Bhagavan said, you approach me, I am ready to give you. And why do you feel egoistic in approaching me? We are friends, no? We are close. We are one without second. Why do you mean when I don't have any difference maintained with you, and therefore whatever I have, I am ready to give you. Why do you create or maintain the difference? You know, that's why Bhagavan is Mata, Pita, Bandhu, everything. Tvameva Mata cha Pita, Tvameva Bandhu, Sakha, Tvameva Vidya. Therefore, in any of the relation of Mata, Pita, Bandhu, Sakha, you can't have the ego. You can approach with whatever the requirement you have. Ask him. Very essential. Huh? And daily पूछते जाना निरंतर प्रचोदयात प्रचोदयात. Okay. Now, beautiful mantras are there of Dhanvantari. एक हम पढ़ेंगे आज बस. The mantra is ओम वासुदेवाय विद्महे. ओके. वैद्य आचार्याय धीमहि. थर्ड, तन्नो धन्वंतरि प्रचोदयात्. Is Vasudeva, is Sakshat Narayana only in that form. Second, Vaidya Acharyaya Dhimahi. He is the Acharya of the Vaidya, the medication. Some are Vedanta Acharyas, some are Bhakti Acharyas, some are Yoga Acharyas, some are Artha Acharyas, how to earn and maintain the wealth. Some are the Kama Acharya, which are the desires which are legal, allowed according to the Shastra, and how those desires, again according to the Shastra, can be gained. There are the Acharyas who can guide us in that. Kamana, when it is dharmic, okay. Only problem with Kamana is it has the tendency to take us towards adharma and papa, and it is endless. And the biggest problem with it is what? It binds us only for the limited temporary sukha of the world, blocks our vision from the infinite sukha of Paramatma. That's the biggest problem with the Kamana, even though if you fulfill them in a righteous manner. And those who want infinite happiness, they have to have the desire of Paramatma. Because Paramatma alone is infinite happiness. When you have to have desire for Paramatma, whether you accept it or not, it is to be exclusive. When it has to be exclusive, all other desires you have to give. That's how the technique. So Paramatma se hum सीधा ही the ultimate only मांगते हैं. So therefore, prachodayat, isn't it? We can beautifully seek it. So Dhanvantari mantra, Vasudevaya Vidmahe, the Lord who is all pervading, Vaidya Acharyaya Dhimahi, he is the one Acharya for Vaidya. And we know the Vaidya medication we need for the disease. And we have diseases at every level of Stula Sukshma Karana, Shariras. We can ask their Dhanvantari Bhagavan to cure our all diseases. Karana Sharira, Roga is Avidya. Then Sukshma Sharira Roga is Kamana. Sthula Sharira Roga is Karma or Tamogun. Sara nikal do bhaiya. With the Vedantic knowledge behind, you become more wise to ask what and ask how. मजा आता है, इसलिए सुनते रहो. Let us chant with all devotion. Remember Bhagavan Dhanvantari ji having Ayurveda Shastra in one hand and the Amrita Kalasha in the other hand. Ayurveda is one of the Upavedas. Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharvaveda. They are the main Vedas. They have Mantra Brahmana Aranyaka Upanishads to tell us how to live the outer life, how to live the life of Upasana and Yajna, how to live the life of Vedanta Tattva Vicharana. Supplementing to that are these many Upavedas, said to be so many. Four are famous: Ayurveda, Gandharva Veda, Sthapatya Veda, Dhanurveda. Ayurveda deals with the health and longevity, health, strength, etc. Big subject. Dhanurveda deals with all the archery or arms and ammunition and Yuddha Sambandhi. Entire knowledge is in Dhanurveda. Gandharva Veda talks about this singing and arts, etc., etc. The Sthapatya Veda talks about the civil engineering, the constructions, the sculpturing, all that thing is called Sthapatya. They are all the Vedic knowledge is only. When invoke that knowledge comes in that particular field, you can excel, you can serve. So he's having Ayurveda in one hand, Amrita Kalasha in another hand, and there in front. You can ask, give us the Ayurveda of the wisdom to live a healthy long life, and give me the Brahmatmaikya Bodha Amrita. Then Dhanvantari will say, अरे रे मैं तो ये देवताओं ने मांगा वो वाला अमृत लाया हूँ. नहीं नहीं, that was long back during the Kshir Sagar Vadan. You give that to them. But for me, the Atma Amrita, Amrita Atma Swarup only I want. And that itself is Ayurveda. That Veda knowledge which gives us the Ayu, the eternity. The eternal Ayu, longevity, eternally will have only when we realize ourselves. The Nityata. So we can ask him, he will bless us. Start. Om Vasudevaya Vidmahe Vaidyacharyaaya Dhimahi Tanno Dhanvantarihi Prachodayat. Om Vasudevaya Vidmahe Vaidyacharyaaya Dhimahi Tanno Dhanvantarihi Prachodayat. Om Vasudevaya Vidmahe Vaidyacharyaaya Dhimahi तन्नो धन्वन्तरिः प्रचोदयात्. ॐ वासुदेवाय विद्महे वैद्याचार्याय धीमहि तन्नो धन्वन्तरिः प्रचोदयात्. ॐ वासुदेवाय विद्महे वैद्याचार्याय धीमहि तन्नो धन्वन्तरिः प्रचोदयात्. ॐ वासुदेवाय विद्महे वैद्याचार्याय धीमहि तन्नो धन्वन्तरिः प्रचोदयात्. I'll put another mantra. Om Vishnurupaaya Vidmahe Amrutakalashahastaya Dhimahi Tanno Dhanvantari Prachodayat. Om Vishnurupaaya Vidmahe Amrutakalashahastaya Dhimahi Tanno Dhanvantariः प्रचोदयात्. ॐ विष्णुरूपाय विद्महे अमृतकलशहस्ताय धीमहि तन्नो धन्वन्तरिः 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 प्रचोदयात्. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय धन्वन्तरये अमृतकलशहस्ताय सर्वामयविनाशनाय त्रैलोक्यनाथाय श्रीमहाविष्णवे नमः. ॐ श्रीधन्वन्तरिपरमात्मने नमः. ध्यायामि उपासयामि प्रार्थयामि. मां रक्ष रक्ष पूर्ण दीर्घ शक्तियुक्त आरोग्ययुक्त आयुं देहि. तस्य साफल्यं परमात्मानुभवप्राप्त्या प्रयच्छ प्रयच्छ मां रक्ष रक्ष. So give us a long healthy life and fulfilling life. Life fulfilled only in the Adhyatmika Anubhuti. Nothing lesser than that, shorter than that. Thank you. Thus, Vedic chanting, Dhyana Puraka Mantra, we have spent some time in. Now, the third aspect is our common sense thought. Friends, again, in continuation of what we are seeing, today's simple common sense thought is knowing, knowing very, very clearly. When in the knowledge there is vagueness is there, our decisions cannot be correct. Our decisions, plannings, everything will be vague. With them, that way, our executions also will be such. Results are our life is always chaotic, confusing. Therefore, the clarity of the understanding. First point today. Very, very clearer than the clearest understanding. Along with that clearer than the clearest understanding, what is required to be done to reach to that level, that knowledge, and practically doing it. Many of us lack in doing the things practically in spite of all opportunities, all resources. That small but very, very dangerous mistake we have to rectify in us. And that practice has to be till the anubhuti comes to us. The Siddhanta Jnana, Spashtata, Sadhana, Nirantarata, till the Anubhava comes. Isn't it? Everything in this life which is required for us for being worldly in the world as well as for spirituality. Anything, just like now, right now the Dhanvantari mantra we chanted, take that example to begin with. Should we not have the clarity regarding how my health should be, my body should be, with whatever the age we are, एक क्लैरिटी स्पष्टता होना है कि जब मैं चलता हूं तो ठीक तरह चल पाऊं, झुकता हूं तो ठीक तरह झुक पाऊं, बैठूं तो उठ भी सकूं. I should have a clarity na how my body should be. We have to be aware of the sharira. How is it? Is it sufficiently flexible? Is it sufficiently mobile? Is it sufficiently lighter? Lightness of the body is a great joy. अभी लाइट है नहीं, इतना हेवी है बाप रे वो. And there's no flexibility at all in it. Everywhere stiffness, etc. And mobility, it has become so lazy because sitting in front of TV for hours together, उसमें mobility खत्म हो. At the age of 40 is also like 60, 70. Nowadays all those parameters have come, medically. They just take your parameters irrespective of what our actual physical age. Those parameters, when they check it, they tell us you are of this age now. Matlab, you are maintaining your body at this level. There are people who are at the age of 70, but then their parameters checked, they are found to be, अरे तुम तो 50 साल के दिख रहे हो. Your heart beating, your blood pressure, your other things of the body show that you are 50 only. मतलब 20 साल कम है वो. There are the other case also. His age of 50, but in his parameters are checked. His every haulia is now the 75 years. So if that fellow doesn't know that the body has to be like this and all. I must know in clarity how my deha should be for my daily conduct as well as for my sadhana. How it must be. If it has to be like that, then what I have to do? That conscious understanding, daily required amount of permitted exercises, mobilities, depending on what age we are, what otherwise medical complexes we have, whatever it is, kar, we have to try to achieve it. Know it, try to do it, and try to achieve it. That is a joy. In life, the joy in is achieving. Joy in achieving these things by our own practice with the knowledge. In the same way, outside, if you talk about how should be our financial position or status, should we not know? Sound should be there, it should be. My minimum expenses should be met with. So for that, this is the variety of the works I have to do, investments I have to do, security I have to have the money. Hare, it's an art. In Vedanta, na karmana na praja na dhanena, that is different thing. That is a very highest thing when everybody, one being is ready to transcend every of the upadhis to realize the self. At the highest level of viveka, vairagya, mumukshata, jignasa, we say kick everything and just depend on the Lord. He will give you bhojan. Go here and there for bhiksha for your survival. Once in 3 days कुछ खाने को मिलेगा, खाओ, बस कोई मंदिर में सो जाओ, बट भगवान का ध्यान करो, because your mind intellect needs to be attending to the self so much it cannot attend to sharira and the outer things if it has to meditate. Therefore, leaving all this to the Lord, Yoksham Vahamyaham, you just meditate. That is told for them. If you are in that state, it is for you too. Otherwise, maintaining all our requirements is our minimum common sense without which we have to depend on others. So I must know the financial status kaisa hona chahiye. So we have to be भगवान भरोसे ऐसा नहीं कहना, भगवान भरोसा भी चलता, बट यू हैव टू डू दोज उपासनास to Dhanvantari Bhagavan, sorry, to that Kubera Bhagavan, to Mother, Mata Lakshmi Mata. When we do, then they will bless. वो भी नहीं करते हो, खुद मेहनत भी नहीं करते हो, नहीं आता पैसा. Then always भिखमंगा, isn't it? A proper comfortable life also we can't have. दो वक्त अच्छा खाना नहीं खा सकते, क्या है यार? So to the third aspect of how my outer life of relativity should be with the people around, with which I am safe, secured, comfortable, and it is helpful also to my spirituality, not disturbing. So we have to be very clear about which family members, which friend circle, which relatives, which neighbors, which colleagues, which past friends. I have to maintain the friendship relation contact. Isn't it? वो भी एक कॉमन सेंस की बात होती है. जानना है, उस तरह करना भी है. Another ego here also. There's such wonderful people the Lord has sent us in our life. Good people, kind people. उनके कांटेक्ट में रहते हैं हम, रहने नहीं रहते हम. They are kind, compassionate. They love us also. But we have a peculiar ego and the mind's liking for some other nonsense. Therefore, these people who love us, we don't contact them. We are not in touch with them. We are not in relation with them. अरे भैया हमको जिन जिन लोगों से आध्यात्मिक फायदा होता है, अदरवाइज हेल्प कंफर्ट सिक्योरिटी मिलता है, इट्स अ कॉमन सेंस टू मेंटेन दैट रिलेशन. We should have a doctor, a lawyer, and so people required in our life in good terms. It's an art to maintain. That जब भी जरूरत है, in minutes they are available for us. So knowing and doing practically and achieving. Few of the outer things I spoke remaining, you are wise enough to grasp. Coming inside, how my sense organs should be there. Should I not be intelligent to know? Then should I not maintain them? Any of the upadhi sense are overused. Will they not get tired, exhausted, fatigued? And thereafter they are not ready to help us for the actual works. कान से ऐसे सुनते ही जाते हो दिन भर अनवांटेड चीजें. Why? Protect your ears and audition capacity. Most torturing we do to our own eyes. ऐसे घंटों घंटों क्यों उसको खपाते हो? थोड़ा होना चाहिए ना. Why we are destroying the tejas of the indriyas? Sarvendriyanam jarayenti teja. And then now chant the Veda mantras. I say, Swamiji, mere aankh kamzor ho gaye. Now I cannot see the mantras. I cannot listen with the ears. You know, every of the sense organs, we quickly spoil them. No भाई, वो भी हमारी जिम्मेवारी है. How can we neglect it? The most precious gifts are sense organs. उनका कीमत कितना ज्यादा है, आप उसको एस्टिमेट ही नहीं कर सकते. We must know the art of, no, we must know that they are there, they are required for this purpose, and they have to be managed, maintained, mastered like this. तो करो actually, practically. Conscious रहना. Now comes the most important one, how my mind should be. You know, what is the nature of the mind should be called conducive for my healthy living with myself. मुझे मेरे से पहले खुश होना है ना. आई हैव टू बी हैप्पी विद माई सेल्फ एंड आई एम व्हाट माई माइंड इज. तो हाउ माई माइंड हैज टू बी. Is there the utsaha in the mind? Is there the ananda in the mind? Are there the good emotions, values in the mind? If not, the nirutsaha with always self denial, what do you call that? Blaming, etc., regrets, guilt. When will you achieve anything? When will we feel happy with yourself? Isn't it? Is my mind in its devotional positive emotion all the time? Is it full of that uncompromising and selfless love for all? माई माइंड कैसा होना है, थोड़ा समझना चाहिए ना. फिर वैसा तैयार करके रखना है. इट्स ए वेरी सटल आर्ट, बट द रिक्वायर्ड आर्ट. We make our own mind so worst that that is a sufficient enemy to keep us always in the miserable condition. अपना मन है, and our own mind we spoil, and we want to commend others' minds. No need. If my mind is in my own control, man changa katauti mein ganga. So make your mind well. Did we ever thought about, have you ever thought about our own mind and its present position of all unwanted diseases in it? We never thought of it. We never cared our own mind. हमारा मन है भाई उसको खूबसूरत बना. So to intellect, what a dull witted intellect. सोती रहती है हमेशा बुद्धि. जागृत करो भाई उसको. Take it to the Shastras. Take to the Purana Itihasas. Let the intellect get all that knowledge, data. Let it be sharp, active, alert. Now, intellect should be alert every moment to think, contemplate, inquire, and take correct decision. At every moment, the intellect is required. And for thinking, even a step you have to put that has its own effect on the world as well as my own body. इंटेलेक्ट अलर्ट होकर हर चीज को गाइड करते रहना. That joy of intellect with the highest wisdom and fully alert and guiding the Sharira, Indriya, Prana, Mana, it's the greatest achievement. The intellect should know it's a time for you to take water and you to full lota. No, intellect should say no, full lota not required, half is enough. Or it's the time for your tea or coffee. दो लोटा कॉफी लेने की जरूरत नहीं है. Just 2 or 3 spoons. That's it. That is enough to give you energy. You understand? The intellect. Now it's time for the food. Yes, good, healthy, tasty food. But your age is this. You need not fill your stomach so much. Intellect should understand and tell. Your digestive system is not as it was as when you were young. You respect it. वो थक गया हो तो lighter food. Okay, tasty allowed. Less quantity. For everything, the intellect should guide. But we have never cared the intellect. उसको कभी ना ज्ञान दिया है ना उसको मौका उपयोग दिया है. Isn't it like in our political system, in sports system? All these recommendations, what do you call, the reservations काम करते हैं. Therefore, the really talented fellows are not given chance. Therefore, they go to other countries and represent, and they play against India only, and they make good scores, and they make their country win. क्योंकि the biasness. Talented people are not given chance. In the same way, the intellect is never given chance in our life. हमेशा मनमानी, हमेशा इंद्रियमानी, हमेशा शरीरमानी. What I am telling now is the highest, subtlest knowledge. If you catch, you are lucky by yourself. All the time, what body says, what senses say, what mind says. These three are our enemies. If we listen to them, what they say, they should listen to the trained intellect. They have to be the servants of the intellect. Intellect should be thorough with all that knowledge. कहाँ हमने ज्ञान को प्राधान्यता दी? Having knowledge, on the basis of knowledge, discriminating and deciding. This is the job of the intellect. And commanding Dehendra Pranamana to execute the orders. हमारा बुद्धि है भाई, हमें उसको बनाना है सर. Isn't it? How can we afford even at this age to be continuously ignorant about everything? Intellect. See, I'm telling you, don't we compare with people with money and say we want more money. Don't we compare with the beautiful people and say I also want to be like that. Don't we compare with the people with the big houses and cars and we say हमारा घर ऐसा होना. अरे ऐसे भी जो बुद्धिमान लोग हैं, why don't you compare with them and say that person is so intelligent, so smart, so much of Shastra Jnana, he has so much common sense he has got. 1,000 people take his advice. He doesn't take anybody's advice. He's so wise. अब उनसे सीखो ना. Why don't we become like that? Even at this age, you take the advice from children, from the grandchildren, from the neighbors, from the uneducated pati or patni. Are murak? Sorry. Don't you know where is your intellect gone? Point is that by this time, with every day's effort of equipping my intellect with authentic knowledge, I should have been perfect, no? Still, somebody should tell us that सुबह उठो. Somebody should tell us that अपना जप के द्वारा मन को एकाग्र करो. Somebody should still tell us that spend time for शास्त्र ज्ञानम. Somebody should tell us that you have to become spiritual. और किसी को अभी भी बोलना पड़ रहा है. कितनी शर्म की बात. और बोल रहे हैं लोग फिर even now we are not listening. That is the funniest part. Still we are slave of our Dehendra Pranamana. Our own buddhi we have neglected. Isn't it? And another caution I have to give here. Yes, the buddhi has to be equipped so that we live our own life intelligently, diligently. At the same time, sometimes the buddhi also may be incomplete. Therefore, the higher buddhi of the gurus, the masters, we have to again surrender to them. Keep on checking whether our buddhi is correct or not by asking them, by getting guidance from them. The higher intellect, their intellects are higher, divinized, intuitive. Therefore, they are higher always than our own intellects. Take their advice. Other than them, with regards to our own life and the world around, we have to make our intellect sharper. In the same way, the last but not the least, more explanation some other day, the clarity regarding why the spiritual self should be the goal. Why I have to do those sadhanas, how I have to do those. Yes, of clarity also we have to have. Then that theory made practical. That's how, as a human being, in this way, make our life full by our own efforts. When we make our life full, then that will be fulfilling. Many more things are in this. Some other time we'll see. Thank you. Om 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 Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsarashibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyah ओम यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याता सर्ववेदान्ताः नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम् ओम शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतो वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं भवता जनता सुहिता भविता निजबोध विचारण चारुमते कलयेश्वर जीव विवेकविदं भव शंकर देशिकमे शरणं ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं दत्तमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्तब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदाचार्येभ्यो नमः संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणेव मोक्षकैवल्यप्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्वध्यात्मिकप्रगत्यर्थं धर्मसंस्थापकानां नित्यनिरन्तरदिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराममन्दिरवत् शिवकृष्णादिमन्दिरादीनां पुनर्वाप्ति तेषु निरन्तरशास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातनधर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तर शत्रुघ्न समूल निर्मूल पूर्वक भारतवर्ष विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य शास्त्ररूपेण वैदिक हैन्दव संस्कृते धर्ममोक्ष पुरुषार्थानां सुसंप्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थमस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां संकल्पित सत्कर्म सुदिग्विजयः तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रतिभक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थमनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये कृष्णयजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः आद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे ओम नित्यानन्दं निराधारं निखिलाधारमव्ययं निगमाद्यगतं नित्यं नीलकण्ठं नमाम्यहम् पारायणमत पंचमोऽध्यायः लास्ट टू मन्त्रास् 13 and 14 ओम अनाद्यनन्तं कलिलस्य मध्ये विश्वस्य स्रष्टारमनेकरूपं विश्वस्यैकं परिवेष्टितारं ज्ञात्वा देवं मुच्यते सर्वपाशैः भावग्राह्यमनीडाख्यं भावाभावकरं शिवं कलासर्गकरं देवं ये विदुस्तेजहुस्तनुम्. Wow, what a powerful mantra. Bhavagrahyam. That self is caught with an intuitive bhavana. Anidakyam, who is all pervading, not conditioned by deshakala vastu. Bhava bhavakaram, the one because of whom the bhava, jagra sapna, abhava, the sushupti are happening. Shivam, in whom nothing but peace, auspiciousness, bliss, ananda are there. Kala sarga karam. He is the one at the samashti and veshti level, cause for all the kalas that are expressing. Devam, the one who is of the nature of consciousness. Ye viduho, those who realize that Paramatma to be the self, te jahustanum, they transcend the limited sthula sukshma karana upadhis and their bondage. See that mantra. See, imagine, because of our these regular studies, if this mantra and mantrartha, bhashyartha is remembered by us, and at any given time we are in the mood of meditating through that mantras on the self, what a beautiful that life will be. In this way, we have to keep on thinking, contemplating, doing sankalpas, doing prarthanas, doing our own prayatna. That is the right utilization of our Purushartha Samarthya and the human opportunity. Okay, now we have done the chanting. Let us do the study, the mantra number 16 in the sixth chapter. In that, the 14 pointers are told for us to understand the Paramatma Tattva. And these are the pointers. Meditate on them, you realize it as yourself. The mantra is Om Savishwakrut Vishwavid Atmayonihi Nyaha Kalakaro Guni Sarva Vidyaha Pradhana Kshetrajna Patir Guneshah Samsara Moksha Sthiti Bandha Hetuho Savishwakrut Vishwavidatmayonihi Nyaha Kalakaro Guni Sarva Vidyaha प्रधानक्षेत्रज्ञपतिर्गुणेशः संसार मोक्ष स्थिति बंध हेतु. कल से आज तक आई स्टिल रिमेम्बर द श्लोक. बड़ा मिस्टेक हो गया. आई शुड फॉरगेट नो. चलो, आई विल लर्न. Yesterday we started studying the first thing we have seen, that Paramatma sa Vishwakrutu, Vishwasya Karta. Okay? When you see the Vishwa, don't fully believe that Vishwa to be independent as well as to be real. It is neither independent nor real. First answer. If it is not independent, then what it is? It is dependent for its creation, maintenance, etc. on its karta. That is the Ishvara. Therefore, Ishvara is the Srushti karta, Srushti maintainer also. So, Vishwakratu. So, therefore, nothing in the world is independent. Now, the second one is how the Vishwakarta became Karta of the Vishwa. Yesterday, we exhaustively explained. For anything to be created, the Upadana, Nimitta, Karana, Karana are required. Generally, Karana, Karana is less discussed. It's a part of it. Upadana, Nimitta, Karanas are discussed. The material cause, the efficient cause. In the making of the pot by a pot maker, the mud is different from the pot maker. His efficiency is the one which molded the mud into pot. So when you see the pot, you can see his efficiency, nimittata. But you don't see him as a upadana there. He is not there as a material. He may be muddy-headed, but he is not the mud with which that pot is made. But in case of Paramatma, he himself is the nimitta karana, the efficient cause of intelligence, etc., as to how the world has to be, how to make it. But there is nothing other than him at the time in the beginning of creation, before creation. Therefore, he himself is upadana karana. So, if the Paramatma himself is material cause in the whole world, therefore, what you see in whatever the gross subtle form, it is Paramatma only. So, anything other than Paramatma, then it is not real. Because it's not real, it is imaginary. Therefore, neither the world is independent nor it is real. This is called as knowledge. That is the meaning of Savishwakruto. He is a Karta of the Vishwa for us, for our sake, from our standpoint where we are seeing the Vishwa. But in its actual sense, he himself in the form of Vishwa. And he is himself in the form of Vishwa without himself losing his essential nature. That jadoo of him we should be able to understand. He is remaining intact as he is, yet appearing as a world to play. तो खुद ही इतने बनकर खेल रहे हैं, वो बनना जो है ओनली व्यावहारिक, नॉट पारमार्थिक. The ones who have realized this point that the world is keval vyavaharika, it is not paramarthika, his intellect has become subtler. What is the difference between vyavaharika and paramarthika? In vyavaharikata, there is all sincerity is there. And in paramarthikata, it is taken so seriously that everything we make an issue and suffer. Think. And we can talk on this for more than half an hour, but leave it to your discretion. The whole world में हमारे ड्यूटीज को जानकर सिंसियरली करो. That's it. That's called व्यवहार. Not doing what is to be done, taking every consequence seriously, and coveting and wanting and desiring, insisting. These are all the samsara. We have taken the word unnecessarily paramarthik. It's not paramarthik, like I am doing this satsang. It's vyavaharik. I am wanting to understand it deeply and is my service to you. To the Sanatana Dharma Shastra. हो गया, व्यवहार हो गया. No, I cannot take it too seriously that you should come regularly, you should listen, you should understand, you should realize. For that purpose only we are doing this, there's no doubt. But I cannot insist on that. No, it will happen in its own time if it has to happen by His grace. Isn't it? And ultimately in Paramatma, there's no Jiva, there's no any of these things. ये सब भी खेल ही है ना. If I understand the real Paramarthikata, I don't take anything so seriously. I know everything to do sincerely. Think about it, the great Mahatmas. When they serve the world, in whatever the capacity or they don't take it seriously. जो है हमारा कर दिया बस. So, Vishwakruta means so many things to understand. Sa Vishwakruta, Vishwakrut iti Vishwasya Karta. And yesterday the other things we told, now will not repeat. It is we who made the Vishwa bad, or we developed a wrong drishti to see the Vishwa as bad. Otherwise, as it is created by the Lord, the world is so beautiful and divine. उसको खराब मत करो, उसको अच्छे नजर से देखो. Some people see the divine in the Jagat, some people reach the divine through the Jagat. They are wise people. Some people forget the divine and get lost in the Jagat with the relativity of Aham and Mama. They are samsari, ignorant people. Like that, one word Vishwakrut can give us so much understanding if we are ready. Now, second one is what? Vishwavita. What do you mean by Vishwavita? Vishwam Vetti iti Vishwavita. Vishwavit means Vishwam Vetti. He knows the world which he has created. He knows at every nook and corner what is happening, what has to happen. Vishwavita is a Sarvagnya. Vishwakrut is Sarvashaktiman. Vishwavit means Sarvagnya, omniscient. Nobody can escape the drishti of the Paramatma. Think about it. That notion that nobody is watching me, like that Billy, आंख बंद करके दूध पीती है. When it thinks that nobody is looking at it, it is closing the eyes actually. And the owner has seen ये एक डंडा दिया उसको. We are also in a notion that our thoughts, our intentions, attitudes, our actions, physical, vocal, are not noticed. Nothing goes unnoticed in this world. Vishwavit Paramatma knows it. At the samishti level, what's happening has a cumulative effect, of course, of the vesties and how to set it right. Paramatma jante hai, Vishwavetta. At the individual level too, what is required for every individual, he knows. And exactly that only he gives. If love required, he sends love. If kicks required, he sends kicks. When you see a carpet in a sculpture making an idol, he will do both the jobs. The kicking aspect called as chiseling also he does. मानना पड़ता है. And a very loving crafting or art also when he has to paint or carve out the important organs like the eyes. It should be lively. And an idol is great depending on the looks or the eyes of that idol. And also the face, mouth. The smiling face and kind eyes it has to be. When he has to draw them or paint them or mold them, so delicately he does. So to the Lord to mold us, he sometimes gives kicks, sometimes he gives hugs. Because he is Vishwavit, he knows. And then he tells us also to know that what he expects from us. And he sent the Shastra and Guru. So from the Guru studying Shastra, know KNOW what the Lord wants us to live life for. Live like that, you are always in good terms with Paramatma. So beautiful. Misguided by the arrogant Nastikas, we just don't believe the Paramatma, neither the Shastras, nor the Guru Padesha, nor the morals, ethics. Spirituality to both dur chala gaya. Only one thing, bhoga, bhoga, bhoga. It has entered into every cell of our body, every personality layer. Other than bhoga, nothing we do. Deeply intensely. Natakkile we'll come to class, we do some study. Thoda thoda, very superficial it is. But our deep involvement is only in the worldliness. अरे विश्ववेत्ता परमात्मा सब जान रहे, वो कह रहे यू मस्ट नो व्हाट आई एक्सपेक्ट फ्रॉम यू. विश्ववित विश्वम वेत्ति इति विश्ववित. So there is nothing hidden from Paramatma. He knows in the upper sky, in the big in Akasha, what is happening in which planet or which solar system or galaxy or Milky Way. He also knows in the deep ocean, which are the aquatics, need what food, how survival, he knows all that. He knows every human beings in and out. He knows every microbes in and out. A small bacteria का भी evolution परमात्मा को पता है. Understood? Nothing is hidden from the Lord. Vishwavito. Sarvam Vya. Vishwa means Sarvam. Sarvam Vetti. Second point we have seen. Third one is Atma Yonihi. Hmm. Atma Yonihi means wonderful, Atma cha asau Yoni cha iti Atma Yonihi. Bhagavan divided it into two and explained. That's how we made it 14 points. Asau Atma cha asau Yoni cha. Understood? He himself is a substratum, Atma, and he himself is the medium in which he reflects in the form of this Veshti Samashti Jagat. That's called as Yoni, womb, in which he himself is expressing as this world. He himself is the self, substratum. He himself is a Yoni. Here, Yoni is generally the Maya. Paramatma reflecting in Maya is this Jagat. Atma cha sa Yonischa Atma Yoni. Okay? Then Jnaha again. Janati iti Jnaha. Here Janati means he knows himself and he knows everything as one without second reality only. In Paramatma, there is no ajnana of sense of separation or otherness, etc. Jnaha. Okay? In the same way, he is called as uh, uh, Sarvasya Atma, Sarvasya Yonihi, Sarvajnaha, Chaitanya Jyotihi ityatah. So he is the self of all, he is the womb of all, he is the knower of all. How it is, how all these three is simultaneously? One word is used here, Jyotihi ityartaha. By being the pure consciousness, he is the knower of anything, everything, he is the womb of everything, and he is the self of everything. Little subtle thoughts are there in it. We'll share them tomorrow, discuss. We'll stop here. Om 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 Purnamadaha Shruti Matre Namaha Tatsat Brahmarpanamastu. Thank you, friends.